Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer, and this is episode 7, season 2. So, guys, right now we are at a council meeting at Moonstone Castle a week after basically the escape of Queen Moira from the dungeons of LOD Castle. And right now they are having a high council meeting with the people who support her. Oh, why is she getting up? Let's get her up right now and get her to sit back down. Um, so essentially, guys, after the war broke out, um, as we all know, Queen Moira sent ravens to all corners of the queendom, basically trying to get word to everyone that, of course, she was the rightful queen and heir, and that whoever supported her bend the knee. And I would also say that Arwen and her supporters also sent crows out after, Moira sent her crows out. And they, requested support for Arwen's claim. The queendom was different. Why is this letting me know? Purchase a fairy home, fairy homes. Okay. Interesting. Elle's getting a call. But, the queendom was definitely split on this, guys, and the people who definitely did support her were Lady Jaleesa, and Lady Clarabella, as well as Lady Isabel Tarth, guys. So despite Mistress Clarabella being on the council, I think I said Clarabella as Clara's name. I apologize about that, but unlike Clarabella, Mistress Clara has actually supported Moira's claim. Jaleesa, her family are known traders. Well, her mother was a known trader, and she kind of has that traitorous bloodline. But Moira offered her to come to basically support her claim in exchange for a promised council position when she does basically succeed to the throne again. And Jaleesa, I feel like she doesn't want to be on the wrong side of history. She doesn't want her family to be on the wrong side of history again. So she actually was grateful for this, and she immediately came at Moira's beck and call. And Clara, she sees that this queendom has gone into of a wreck. And she doesn't understand why her daughter would betray the queen here, why she would do this to Moira. But she knows for one thing, Elodie did not want this to happen. And though she did support Deianira's claim over Elodie, Deianira is dead now. And I don't think she's going to basically go out of the bounds of the laws to essentially support Arwen's claim when she's not the rightful queen. Um, and I did not decide these fates, guys. I rolled a coin because Moira didn't have relationships nor the Arwen with any of these people, so I decided to roll a coin for each of these people to see who would they support. And surprisingly, Clara, Jaleesa, and Isabel all support her. Isabel is still at Tarth Castle, basically gathering her garrison, her armies to support Moira's claim. And basically, how the wars will go, guys, is that we will basically alternate between the two families each day. So, because the war will last 7 days, and at the end of each day at 8 p.m., we will roll to see whether or not if a battle has been won. So, right now, guys, the reason why they're at this specific council meeting, they're probably talking about the war that's happening right now, that the country's in turmoil. But also, Vlad has a deal with his granddaughter here. Now, as we all know, Vlad is very much in support of Moira's claim. Marcella, and Celestia were the ones who helped get her and her father out of prison, and helped them escape over here to Moonstone. And he has a proposition for his daughter, guys. I mean, his granddaughter. He will indeed support Moira, but in exchange for his support, she must form a harem. And in her harem, she must have, of course, Caleb Vator in her harem, guys. So Vlad has basically told his granddaughter that he will support her, but it will come at a cost. And in order for him to support her, she has to have a vampiric consort at her side. She doesn't have to marry him because he knows how the culture of the witches work, but he does require her to make him a concubine, to make her a part of her harem. And I feel like Victor would have basically protested at his father for this, because one thing I didn't mention on the Queen Elodie's deathbed, Hephaestus and Prince L have a difficult. Sure, why not? I don't really know what's going on between them, but they can have one. Um, oh, what's going on, Celestia? What's wrong? But one thing I didn't say when on Queen Elodie's deathbed is that just as she had made Deianira a promise to basically protect Moira's claim and you know try to make sure that her daughter would succeed to the throne, she also made the same promise to Victor and begged him basically not to allow for Caleb to become her concubine, because it would basically ruin her chances at becoming queen. It'll damage her reputation, which I'm sure making Caleb her concubine would basically give side eyes. And so that's why I feel like he would definitely protest against his father. I feel like Elodie definitely sat there and was like, you cannot allow for Caleb to basically pursue our daughter in your schemes to make that happen. And I feel like Victor definitely, agreed to his wife's, wants, because she was dying. Why wouldn't he? And he had a very, very heavy heart when she passed. And with that being said, guys, even though Victor doesn't basically is trying to keep his wife's wishes alive, and he's probably like disagreeing with his father, saying that this would be a horrible idea for my daughter's claim, her taking Caleb as a consort. And I feel like Victor probably would say, yeah, that's exactly why I said she could take him as a concubine instead of marrying him. He doesn't have to be an official partner to the queen here. All he has to do is be an unofficial one, be in the harem. And I feel like with that being said, Moira, knowing that she needs the support, as much support as possible to win back her throne, she is going to accept her grandfather's wishes, and she's still a young girl, guys, but her birthday is today. She's gonna be aging up into a young adult. Um, but here's my thing, Moira. She didn't get educated in the ways of being queen like basically her mother did or Princess Deianira did, and maybe even Celestia or Artemis. She didn't get a full course education in becoming queen. And she was really raised to be a daughter than more than anything. And she didn't really get the chance to basically learn how to become queen. I know she knows a few things because she is a princess, but um, she doesn't know a lot. But I feel like she's maturing, and in these past few weeks, in these past few months, she's realized that she had to grow up, and it's hitting her faster than later, and she knows that if she does not succeed in this world in this war, there is a high possibility that she will be executed, and she needs as much support as possible. And Vlad, everything with him comes with a transaction. He supports his granddaughter, but it comes at a cost. And I feel like he has love for his family, but every love with him comes with a transaction. And Moira has really no affection for her grandfather. She had more affection for her grandmother on her father's side than her grandfather. Um, but I do feel like she's becoming a queen, guys. She is a queen, and she is going to accept her grandfather's offer. And even though Prince Victor is the regent, um, he is he's going to agree with his daughter, because though his wife's wishes were to not allow this to happen, he knows that his daughter needs as much support as possible, and if his daughter agrees with it, then so should he. Um, and so, with that being said, guys, not princess, but Queen Moira is gonna come over here and hug, essentially, um, Caleb, and essentially welcome him to Sirius, and basically showing her whole council here that he is going to be officially her concubine. So yes, guys, I do feel like this is going to be a damage on Moira's reputation, and when she does eventually become queen, if she does, to have another consort, another vampire at her side, just like her mother did. But it is the cost that she has to pay in order for her to succeed back to the throne. If she wants the support of Hollow, she will have to essentially make certain sacrifices, and that may mean to take an unpure consort. It's just the things that she has to do in order to win her throne again. But after this council meeting is adjourned, guys, Vlad will start making his way back to Hollow Castle. Um, he not Hollow Castle, well, Hollow Castle, yes, but he's gonna start making his way back to Hollow and assemble his armies to basically bring them over here to the Queendom of Sirius to fight for his granddaughter. I'm pretty sure he's very pleased with this outcome, and he's gonna probably come over here and hug his granddaughter, and wish her luck on her journeys in becoming queen. But yes, guys, that is essentially what is going on. There's a lot going on within the Queendom, and yeah, I'm excited to see how these events will play out. Now, I have not really decided who would be the lady hand, but let me actually go ahead and look through her council members right now. And I think we might go by um Victor's associate, like his relationship points with these women, due to the fact that he is the Prince Regent and he's ruling through Moira, so he would have to pick who her council members would be. So if we go here, he has a 25 relationship with Clara, a 29 relationship with Marcella, a 15 with Jaleesa, a 28 with Celestia. So what it looks like to me is that they're going to make a lady Princess Celestia the new lady hand. So I think that's what Victor would do. He would also make Lady Marcella, she's going to stay as a lady knight. Lady Clarabella would remain, she would go back to her position again as the lady alchemist. and Lady Jaleesa would be the lady stewardess, which is like the lowest position on the council, just by the relationship points that they have that Victor has with them, because he's the one ruling, he's the one calling the shots technically, until Moira becomes an adult and they have to vote to see if she will still be able to rule on her own. But just because when she does become basically a young adult, just because she is an adult does not mean her regency will be over. We will have to vote basically on that matter to essentially see whether or not Moira will remain with her council. So yeah, guys, that is essentially what's going on within Moonstone Court. So right now, guys, we are currently celebrating Princess Queen Moira's birthday. I keep trying to call her queen, I mean princess, but she's really a queen. But right now we're gonna celebrate her young adult birthday, guys. I have basically everyone in I have everyone in here that's in Moonstone Castle. Hopefully they will go ahead and celebrate with her. But yes, that is essentially what's going on right now. Let's go ahead and get you to blow out the candles, my love. Ooh. Okay, yeah, there we go. Everybody's starting to celebrate Queen Moira's birthday, that she is going to become a young adult, and she is a bookworm, and a neat sim, and a bro. These sims can bro hug other sims, gain confidence around other bros, and become confident from watching sports. I don't think this fits Moira's character, if I'm going to be totally honest. So I'm going to re-randomize that. A dog lover. I don't think that this also fits her character, because Moira has a pet familiar that's a cat. So I'm going to randomize that again. And she became nosy. Sims who thrive on gossip, snooping, and spying. They have incredibly poor boundaries and don't quite understand what personal space is, but they will discover secrets by any means necessary. Huh. Now, guys, I feel like I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let Moira keep this trait, and I'm gonna say because of the simple fact that maybe Moira has become somewhat paranoid. She's not like totally paranoid, but she has kind of developed a sense of nosiness because she wants to know who's plotting behind her back. I feel like after basically her sister usurping her throne, she has kind of become paranoid and she wants to know the ins and out of everything that's going on within her queendom. So she might be a person who has a lot of spy networks around the queendom. She might be very, very like in tune in what's going on within her queendom. So you know what? I feel like this does very much suit Moira because she's becoming a queen and she is trying to make sure that she's going to be kept on the throne by any means necessary. So you know, I feel like this is actually quite perfect. So let's see. I usually just go Renaissance Sim because I don't usually play with the but I'm gonna just give her spellcraft and sorcery because why not? And now that basically, oh wow, she is a full grown adult now, guys. This is crazy. She's a bookworm, nosy, neat, a top-notch infant, a strong bloodline, low self-esteem, and she has anger grief from losing her mother. She's very angry at the fact that her mother died. But yes, guys, Queen Moira is now a young adult. I am going to come back, guys, because I am going to go ahead and roll to see whether or not Queen Moira will keep her regent or if she will be able to rule on her own. Okay, guys, so we're back. And just to make this clear, whenever there is a regency that's up to end, I'm going to make this as simple as possible so the game play can be better for me. Whenever there's odd numbers, that is when the regency will end. Whenever there's even numbers, the regency will continue. So this will happen at the end of each sim week. So we'll have to roll to see whether or not the regency will end by the end of each sim week. So essentially, guys, we're going to be in a regency for a long time if she doesn't roll odd number. I don't know what I just said. I think, oh yeah, if she doesn't roll a odd number, we are going to be in a regency for a long time. I'm going to update this in our rules, but for right now, I don't have the energy to do that, so we're just going to go off the top of my brain. So odd numbers, the regency ends. Even numbers, the regency continues. So 1 through 20, 1, 2, 3. So the Regency continues, guys. From what I just said, odd numbers and ends, even numbers and continues. Yep. So even though Moira is a full grown woman, guys, she is still going to be under the regency of her father. The council has voted and they decided to keep her under the regency to kind of, I guess, further guide her rules. They feel like she's not ready yet. So yeah, we're going to be under the regency for a while, guys, and at least until the next sim week. I will see you guys back at the castle. Okay, guys, so we are out here in the courtyard of Castle Moonstone as Queen Moira and her father are playing a little bit of chess, and he's kind of, telling his daughter right now that, that she will be under his guides for a little longer, until, of course, they feel as if she's able to rule on her own. She's a little teed about it, but this is the way the world works. She's going to be under a regency for a lot longer than she probably expected, but it's only in her best interest, is what I'm sure her father is saying. Now, one thing I do want to discuss before 8 o'clock hits, because when 8 o'clock hits, we will know the results of the battle, basically, and basically it'll give us everything we need to know going forward. But essentially, guys, one thing I did find it highly interesting was the fact that without this coup, taking a coup away, the person who has the most influence points out of all of the royal children would be Queen Arwen, even more than Moira. So Moira, the way it would go out of the four sisters, Moira would be in like third. Since she's older than Hestia, I'll put her in second place. But it'll basically go from Arwen, Moira, Hestia, then Hera. But the funny part about it is both Hestia and Hera both are on the same par with Queen Moira. Moira has a 16 in influence points, as well as Hestia. And Hera is only 1 point off. She's at a 15. And Moira could have had a lot more prestige points, a lot more influence points, if she had a better father. Essentially, not saying that Prince Victor is like the most horrible father in the world, because I don't think that Victor is like this bad father, but I would say that Victor is mainly because her father was now born in the Queendom of Sirius. As we all know, whenever a queen dies, their father's total goes to basically the heir presumptive or any of the claimants that are around. So, as we all know, dynasty influence plays a part in the actual influence point system when it comes to the claimants. And the fathers of these children, like the Bennets. So the Bennets right now have a total of 10 influence points. The Maganas have a total of 11. And as we all know, the Strahds, they are not a part of they're not a part of the Queendom of Assyria, so they don't really have any influence within our queendom. But when Queen Elodie did die, basically all of her daughters' children's fathers' houses, all of their covens, all of their influence points went straight to them. So 10 of whatever the Bennets had, 10 dynasty 10 influence points coming from their dynasty went to Queen Arwen respectively, and of course Princess Hestia. 11 points went to Princess Hera. So the only thing that was saving Queen Moira was the fact that her father made some friends more than the other fathers did. And he has a total of 5 from his total compared to the other fathers who have 10 and 11. So that's why Moira's influence points are so low, due to her father. Her father didn't have enough influence points, which kind of put... she can like fitness, which kind of put... Heron and Elle have a difficult family dynamic. Sure, why not? Which kind of put Moira kind of in a back burner. Because of her father, she is less prestigious, less influential than her sisters because of who her father. He's a foreign prince. He doesn't have a lot of power. He has power now, but he doesn't have as much power as you would think he should. Skip prom. I don't know why that keeps popping up. Nobody's in high school. Now I might make it like an editorial thing in the rules that essentially maybe if your father is a Lord Father, then that would add to your total. So essentially, that are probably like 5 more points added onto it. So I might adjust some rules to make it better because I feel like after though he may not have a though he may not have influence because his family, like he doesn't have family influence, family dynasty influence within the Queendom of Sirius, he's gaining influence right now by being the Prince Regent, um, the Prince Father to his daughter, and of course, for a very short time, he was the Lord Hand to his daughter. So he had a lot of prestigious titles, um, and I feel like that should be taken into account and his make his influence more powerful and hence be given to Moira. But I don't think I will let that happen until after the war is done because all of these titles are technically temporary. Moira being the Queen of Sirius, though she was queen for about 6 months, her title is temporary. The person who really rules over the Queen of Sirius right now is Arwen and her gang. Arwen and her team. They all rule over Sirius right now because she sits the throne of Sirius. She's holding all of the official business. Moira is kind of a queen right now in name only. She was queen for about 6 months until she wasn't. Let's make sure that Sister Dearest here is going to get fed. Moira, guys, she has a very she's always feeding, taking care of her sister Minerva, which I find very interesting. Well, Victor has come over here to, I guess, make sure that make sure his daughters are, making sure that his daughters are taking the proper precautions when it comes to the children here. Oh my God. And you guys can see High Lady Clara and Prince Sayek, guys, who has aged up into a teen as well. So this is how Prince Sayek looks. Maybe I should stop watching the memories here. They are all mesmerized about Queen Queen Moira feeding her little sister Minerva. But come over here, Stakes. I can give everybody a good look of how you look. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock, guys. Come on, Stakes. Come right here. Oh my God. Come on, Stakes. Say it. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Say it. Okay, good. So this is how Sayek look, guys. He did age up off camera. Oh my God, my dang mouse. But he did age up off camera, and this is how he looks. I'm not gonna lie. He's not. I mean, he's very handsome in my opinion, but he's not the most attractive person in the world. He's not ugly at all, though. He's very, very handsome. But I love the way he turned out. He has that platinum blonde hair that he inherited from his father Nolan. So this is how he looks. He ended up getting the calm. Well, he already had calm, but he became jealous as he aged up. And Princess Nara, guys, has also aged up. And this is how Nara looks. So she's very, very beautiful, guys. A striking appearance indeed. I'm pretty sure this is her father's face. Because out of the two twins here, guys, they are definitely fraternal. Sayek definitely looks like his mother to me. So Sayek looks like Princess Celestia to me. Whereas Princess Nara, she takes after her father a lot. So she ended up taking on the adventurous trait, which I think is kind of cool. So she is very strikingly beautiful. I love the way she looks. She kind of reminds me of Lady Audra when she was younger, because Lady Audra had hair like this when she was younger as well. And I don't think that they're related in any type of way. Yeah, she's not related to Audra, but she does look a lot like Audra, which could come from same face syndrome. So hopefully it's not happening too early. But yeah, she has those beautiful curls, and I love the way this looks on her. That is our Princess Nara. Now I kind of do want to discuss the new council positions before we do hop over to essentially what's next, which would be to basically see the results of the war. So maybe we might do that actually when. Yeah, we're just gonna do that whenever we find out about the war. Also, guys, when it comes to our war stuff, as we all know, we got to roll to do that. Let me know if you want me to roll. I mean, of course I'm a roll, but Let me know if you want me to roll on camera or if you guys prefer me to roll off camera when it comes to that, and I'll just tell you the results by talking about it and stuff like that. Just let me know because I have some things in mind for that. But for the time being, I will go ahead and prepare everyone to essentially see the results on the dice. Oh, she made it down here really quick. Okay, guys, so we're at the dice here. There is really no war. I'm really gonna really have to adjust wars in my game rules, so that it can be easier for me, and I won't have to slack with them. Um, but this might go across for all wars in the future. It's gonna last for at least 7 days, a whole sim week, and um, each battle will be determined whether by basically the dice, of course. But I'm gonna give each opposing side even numbers or odd numbers. So this time around, when it comes to our first war since the war with the Kingdom of Bourbon, um, this war, I'm gonna give Arwen odd numbers, and I'm gonna give Princess Queen Moira even numbers. So we're gonna go ahead and roll to see whether or not who wins this battle. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's supposed to be a 10-sided die. It would have been Moira, but of course it did not happen this way. So we're gonna roll again. 1, 2, 3. So the first battle was won by Queen Arwen. Interesting. Okay, guys, so right now the Queen has just gotten the news that she, of course, has lost the first battle of the war. Um, and reportedly, the battle was won by no other than Queen Arwen's new Queen's Guard, which I'm pretty sure would rub Queen Moira the wrong way because the angels, as we all know, have been made the new Queen's Guard of Queen Arwen, which we will get into next episode when we do go over to Queen Arwen herself. We're going to discuss more of what's been going on in the Bennett court. Because essentially, guys, what's going on, it is the Strahds against the Bennets. That's exactly what's going on. But yes, the court is very much sad about this, but they're not going to let this keep them down, of course, as we all know. War, this is only the first battle out of many more to go. So we just got to be patient and see what happens. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn autonomy back on and allow them to kind of roam free, because I am going to end this episode on discussing a few things. Um, but yes, guys, we sadly have won our last battle. I mean, our first battle, but it's not the end of the world. She's gonna go ahead and pamper Duskfire on the couch here. So, one thing I do want to talk about, guys, is essentially um, why certain members were picked on the council rather than others. So, I feel like, so the reason why, in particular, Prince Victor ended up picking his sister-in-law Celestia to be his daughter's lady hand, is essentially because Celestia is the only living daughter right now currently to Queen Orlin. She's the last daughter alive currently to Queen Orlin, and she knows out of all of the sisters how more like out of everyone in this queendom. I'm not gonna say out of everyone in this queendom, but essentially she's the only sister that probably would know how to really run Sirius. And so having a pure blooded witch like him by his side with his daughter would only increase his influence and his daughter's influence. And Celestia, she already feels as if this is crazy for the mother Sarah to be performing this type of act and the putting Arwen on the throne. Celestia does not agree with this. She's always been a soft-hearted person, Celestia, and she's always looked up to her elder sisters. And to know that they're both gone and that she would never get to see them again, she only wants to basically protect them. And she wants to talk to Princess Hera, guys, but Princess Hera is kind of being held hostage by her aunt, Clarabella. Because as we all know, guys, Clarabella, instead of siding with her daughter, she decided to side with, of course, Queen Moira. She decided to side with Victor. She felt as if this was going against what she stood for. I'm pretty sure Clara at some point was she was the lady hand, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. But she was at some point one of the Queen Orleans most trusted council members. She was even counseling Elodie for a short bit, I think, before officially becoming queen. Clarabella, she supported Deianira over like her personal thoughts. She definitely did support Deianira over Elodie, and I'm pretty sure it was due to the fact that she had a vampiric husband. But I feel like knowing everything that has happened and in the queendom, and can you please get out of this child's bed? Oh my god. I just noticed that. But she definitely, I feel like, supported Princess Deianira over Princess Elodie. But my thing is, I feel like she may have like kind of. I guess she can sleep in there because I can't really find anywhere else for her to sleep at. But even though her daughter has sided with the pretender, essentially, Clarabella wants to do what's right. She was Queen Orleans' friend for a very, very long time, and she knows that her good friend would have not wanted to see this turmoil within her country. I think seeing a rebellion, a civil war firsthand, kind of has set reality into her, and she does not want this. She thinks that this is obscene. The fact that Moira is being protested against when she was just a little girl. She had nothing. She didn't even get the chance to really become queen before somebody tried to oust her on the throne. And everyone else is all in agreement that they really don't know who these angels are, though they come from the goddess herself, is what they've all been told. She really doesn't know who these angels are. All she knows is that they killed their beloved Deianira. These angels were the cause of Princess Deianira's death. As we all know, Queen, I mean not Queen, but High Lady Clara really supported Deianira. That was somebody that she liked quite a lot. So for her to be gone, I feel like Clara is definitely siding with Moira. And she's hoping that her daughter will come back to her senses. But her granddaughter, Princess Hera, is currently being held hostage by, of course, not imprisoned, but she's definitely being kept at court, kind of as like almost a bargaining chip against her grandmother, Hera, and of course Queen Moira. So Hera is kind of might be getting brainwashed to hate her elder sister. Who knows? But Arwen is keeping her, well, more so I would say Nadine is. She's keeping her at court. They tried to save her, but of course she was a sleeping child when he escaped, so they couldn't really do much about it. So Hera is kind of locked at court. But as for Jaleesa, guys, she's trying to sleep. I should have found made some beds for them in this household or something like that. I'm gonna get her up because I kind of want her to do some things. But as we all know, the Sonnets, guys, they were banished from court since the first season of this legacy. They, they had a lot going on with themselves, and essentially, guys, Jaleesa, after Moira sent out her ravens, her crows, and asked all of her loyal ladies to kind of bend the knee. Jaleesa, in fearing that, of course, her family would be on the wrong side of history again, she definitely bent the knee to Queen Moira, and she came to court in a hurry. And in that process, she has been named the new Lady Stewardess, which is very good for them because that means that the Sonnets are essentially coming back to court. That's if Moira does succeed, because if she doesn't succeed, then the Sonnets kind of will probably be sent right back to their home. But essentially, guys, Moira gave Jaleesa, her aunt by marriage, a proposition. She will be allowed back at court, of course, on her counsel, if she bends the knee, and of course comes to her beck and call and aid, and help her be reinstated as queen on the throne. And so, of course, Jaleesa, she was a very bougie young girl, from what I remember, and she she wants to find privileges of court life. She wants to find privileges of being one of the most powerful families in the queendom, because right now, guys, the Crescents and the Sonnets are at the bottom of the barrel. More so, the Sonnets when it comes to the dynasty influence. So their influence are not as good right now. And maybe Jaleesa might try to. She's trying to get back to being one of the most influential families again because her mother kind of damaged her reputation. So right now, guys, Jaleesa, the reason why she's back at court is due to the fact that she is trying to make sure that her family, guys, gets back on top. And she doesn't want to be seen on the wrong side of history again. So she is going to try her best to essentially try to get there, try to stay on the right side of history. Oh, her daughter, she wants to get to know her daughter. So yeah, guys, that is essentially what's going on with Jaleesa. She, took this ultimatum and she, well, I don't really say it was more so an ultimatum. I feel like she more so came up to when she was asked to bend the knee. She was this is already in her mind to kind of already essentially try to get back in the good graces of court. But of course, the proposition was given to her by Moira when she was essentially when she of course came to Moonstone Court. So come on, Julie. So you look blue. Let's get you inside of your winter wear so you can warm up a little bit. But yeah, that's essentially what's going on with Jaleesa. I'm excited to see her face again because she was literally quite much banished from court. So she's trying to gain her family recognition back by coming into the good graces of Moira. Hopefully, with all of these people who have been bending the knee to Queen Moira, because to my surprise, guys, literally mostly everybody in the queendom supports Queen Moira, with the exception of the Stars and the Bennets, of course, and Mistress Clarabella. Those are the only three people who are against Moira. Moira has the support of most of the queendom, which I find very interesting, guys. She has the support of most of the queendom. Let's put your sister back down and put Minerva down. Let's go ahead and feed Moon. Let's go ahead and feed Moon down here because I don't know why the horses just don't eat on their own. Like, do you guys see this? Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's the way like the food is, but they don't ever come eat by themselves, and I don't understand why. Like, it's so annoying. But maybe we should get Moira to go on like a little bit of a horse ride when she's done. Horse care. Well, does Moon? She just needs to eat a little bit, and after that, you can go ahead and I don't know what I wanted to. Can she not mount her? Oh, with a summons familiar. Okay. Well, I would probably let her ride Moon off camera. But anyway, guys. Yeah, most of the people in the queendom do support our queen, which I find very interesting considering a lot of people were fearing the vampires. So maybe the reason why people kind of are supporting Moira, and you guys can give me your opinions on that, because right now Moira does have the most support within the queendom. Like, people, when the war broke out, more people were supporting Moira than they were Arwen. So I do find it interesting that this is going on, and it may be because a lot of people may have sympathy for our queen here, and they feel like this is wrong with what the Bennets are doing. So they're kind of coming to they're kind of coming to more respect and call. Maybe they might fear the vampires, considering Vlad is a part of this war as well. The Kingdom of Hollow are sending their armies in support of what's going on here. So these are a lot of questions that I do that I am asking. It looks like even Prince Victor probably was maybe even giving his daughter encouragement after the loss of the first war, telling her maybe there's going to be more to come, Oh, and one more thing before I do in this episode off, guys. One thing I did want to say, and I don't know if you guys are going to catch this because I know a lot of you don't watch the whole video, the whole episode. But in the last few episodes ago, guys, there was, he's going to get Minerva. Oh, that was so cute. He's gonna go ahead and give her a bath. Oh, father and daughter working together to raise the youngest daughter. That's so cute, guys. It's so sad though that Elodie had to go so soon, and that Victor is kind of raising Minerva with his daughter. Oh, that's so sad. But one thing I do want to mention, guys, is that I find it so crazy that because I was looking back on the episodes. Sometimes in my free time, I like to rewatch the episodes myself because I like to watch myself play the game and tell stories. Because I don't know, I kind of have an obsession with that. But when going back in the game, and essentially, let me come over here to Victor and make sure. Go ahead and pick up Minerva and then put her back in her crib. When going back in the episodes, guys, one thing I did realize was that both Orlin and Joel were basically around both Queen. What's going on with Minerva? What's going on? Is she going to put her down? I don't know what's going on with, like, the infants be so broke sometimes. Go ahead and put her down so that he can go ahead and put Minerva in her crib. There you go. So I found this so interesting that Orlin and Joel were both at the birth, basically the birth of Minerva, and I really took that as a sign, guys. When I rewatched the episode, Orlin was coming to come get her daughter into the afterlife. I really felt like that's what basically happened. She sensed her daughter was dying, and she came to say hello to essentially bring her in. And not only did they sense that Orlin was dying, but they also sensed Deianira was soon to be dead too. And so Joel made an appearance in the castle the same day, which I found so interesting. Looking back at the episode, I was like, oh my god. Both of the parents of Elodie and Deianira were in the same spot, and their daughters were there too. Which I found, I don't, you guys didn't catch that, but I did. But I found that so cool and interesting that essentially Orlin came to her daughter's birth because she sensed that she was passing away, and Joel passed by to say hello to his daughter Deianira because he felt that her death was coming soon as well. So these are things, guys. These things. Oh, the story writes itself, doesn't it? It really does. But it's so sad that Elodie did pass away. But of course, as we all know, this comes with consequences, and now we have a new queen. But anyway, guys, next episode we will be with Princess or Queen Arwen. We will be spending our time with her, and we will basically roll to see whether or not they will win the next battle. But with that being said, my name is Ron of the Simmer, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.